Cryptid hunting expeditions gone wrong. Number 5. Patterson-Gimlin film, 1967. The Patterson-Gimlin film is a famous piece of footage captured in 1967 that is often cited as one of the most compelling pieces of evidence for the existence of Bigfoot, also known as Sasquatch. The film was shot in the Bluff Creek area of Northern California by Roger Patterson and Bob Gimlin, two avid outdoorsmen who were on a horseback expedition in search of evidence of the elusive creature. At the time, Patterson and Gimlin were not professional filmmakers, but rather enthusiasts with a passion for the idea of Bigfoot. They had heard reports of Bigfoot sightings in the Bluff Creek region and were determined to find evidence to support the existence of this mysterious creature. On the day the film was shot, October 20th, 1967, Patterson and Gimlin were riding their horses along Bluff Creek when they suddenly came across a scene that would change their lives forever. They reported seeing a large bipedal creature walking away from them along the creek sandbar. Patterson quickly dismounted and began filming the creature with a 16mm movie camera that he had brought with him. The resulting film is approximately 59 seconds long and shows the creature walking away from the camera. It is important to note that the footage is quite shaky and unstable, as Patterson was reportedly quite excited and even stumbled while trying to maintain his balance. This has been a point of contention among skeptics who question the authenticity of this film. The creature depicted in the film is often described as a tall, ape-like figure covered in hair with a pronounced hump on its back. It appears to be walking with a characteristic stride, swinging its arms as it moves. The most iconic image for the film is a frame showing the creature turning its head back to look at the camera before disappearing into the woods. One of the factors that have contributed to the film's notoriety is the creature's apparent resemblance to eyewitness descriptions of Bigfoot. Witnesses often describe Bigfoot as a large, hairy humanoid creature with long arms and a distinctive upright gait. The creature in the Patterson-Gimlin film aligns with these descriptions, further fueling the belief that it captured an authentic Bigfoot encounter. After shooting the film, Patterson and Gimlin continued their pursuit of the creature, but were unable to locate it again. They later returned to their base camp and shared the film with friends and fellow researchers, generating considerable interest in the Bigfoot phenomenon. Number 4. Freeman footage. In 1994, a video known as the Freeman footage emerged, stirring up the Bigfoot enthusiast community. This footage, captured by a man named Paul Freeman, is notable for its potential glimpse of the elusive creature. Let's dive into the story of how this footage came about and what we see in it. Paul Freeman, an amateur Bigfoot researcher, ventured into the wilderness of the Blue Mountains in Washington state, an area known for its history of Bigfoot sightings. Freeman had dedicated much of his time to the quest for evidence of the mysterious creature, and his efforts were about to yield something intriguing. One day, while hiking in a densely wooded area, Freeman had his camera ready. He was scanning the forest, hoping to spot any signs of Bigfoot. Suddenly, he noticed something unusual among the trees. He quickly pointed his camera in that direction and began recording. What Freeman's camera captured was a brief but intriguing glimpse of a large, upright, hairy figure walking in the distance. The creature appeared to be covered in dark hair and was striding through the forest on two legs, much like a human. It seemed to be partially obscured by trees, making it difficult to see clear details of its face or body. The footage was shaky and lasted only a few seconds, but it left a lasting impression on those who viewed it. Many people believe that this could be evidence of the elusive Bigfoot. Freeman's shaky and unsteady camera work added an element of authenticity to the video, as it seemed like a genuine, spontaneous encounter. In the video, you can see the tall, dark figure moving through the forest, seemingly unaware of Freeman's presence. It walks upright, which is a key characteristic often attributed to Bigfoot sightings. The creature's movements are somewhat reminiscent of a human gait, but its size and the hair covering its body are what set it apart. Number 3. Jim Mills Bigfoot footage. This Bigfoot footage, captured in June 2001 by Jim Mills, leader of the youth group Campus Life, during their annual mountain backpacking trip, stands as the most extensive documentation of Bigfoot to date. The footage documents a Bigfoot sighting by a group of 15 hikers, including some disabled youths, who are investigating a strange Sasquatch nest or structure. The Bigfoot was observed on a distant ridge 750 yards away and was filmed for 3 minutes and 44 seconds. Jim Mills encountered a hut made from snap pine boughs and trees. He filmed the hut, and while doing so, noticed a tall creature on an adjacent ridge. The Bigfoot seemed puzzled by the intruders near its hut. The subject appeared tall and thin, with long arms reaching down to its knees. Its head was pointed on top, and its gait was described as inhuman at times. The follow-up investigation, conducted by BFRO investigator Kevin Withers, included attempts to estimate the creature's height through comparison with the environment. While the reconstruction yielded a height between 6 and 7 feet, the footage's resolution and the distance involved made the analysis challenging. The footage to this day remains the most debated Bigfoot sighting. Number 2. Ape Canyon Ape Man Attack, 1924. Ape Canyon is a notable geographic feature located on the southeast shoulder of Mount St. Helens in the state of Washington. This gorge narrows down to as close as 8 feet at one point, creating a distinctive landscape. However, what makes Ape Canyon particularly intriguing is its connection to an event in 1924 that has become a part of Bigfoot lore. In 1924, Ape Canyon gained notoriety due to a reported violent encounter between a group of miners and a group of ape men in the area. These claims were documented in an article published in the Oregonian on July 16, 1924. According to this account, the miners allegedly had a hostile confrontation with creatures resembling apes. However, it's worth noting that William Halliday, the director of the Western Speleological Survey, presented a different perspective in his 1983 pamphlet titled Ape Cave and the Mount St. Helens Apes. Halliday argued that the miners' supposed assailants were not ape men, but local youths. He suggested that the incident might have been a result of these campers throwing light pumice stones into the canyon without realizing that the miners were at the bottom. In the moonlit darkness, the miners might have perceived these campers as dark figures throwing stones at them. The narrow walls of the canyon could have distorted the voices of the campers, further adding to the confusion and fear among the miners. Aside from the 1924 incident, Ape Canyon has also been associated with the mysterious disappearance of skier Jim Carter. An article from 1963 titled Ape Canyon Holds Unsolved Mystery recounts this story. Carter, an experienced skier and mountaineer, vanished on the mountain in 1950. He had separated from his group to take a picture and indicated that he would ski to the left of the group. However, he was never seen again by his companions. His tracks suggested that he made a frantic and dangerous descent down the mountain, even going down the steep canyon walls of Ape Canyon. Despite an extensive search effort, Carter and his equipment were never found. Bob Lee, a well-known Portland mountaineer, was among those who participated in the search for Carter. Lee and others speculated that Carter's unusual descent down Ape Canyon's steep sides suggested that something urgent or menacing might have been chasing him. Number 1. Josh Gates' 2011 expedition. In 2011, the world of cryptozoology and adventurous exploration was captivated by a high-profile expedition led by Josh Gates, a well-known television host and explorer. His mission: to search for the elusive Yeti, also known as the Abominable Snowman, in the rugged and remote terrain of the Himalayas. This expedition was part of the popular TV show Destination Truth, which focused on investigating various paranormal and unexplained phenomenon. Let's delve into the details of Josh Gates' 2011 Yeti expedition. The Himalayas, a vast mountain range stretching across several countries in South Asia, is known for its extreme altitude, treacherous terrain, and formidable climate. It's also the region where many reports of the Yeti have originated over the years. These mythical creatures are said to inhabit the high-altitude snow-covered peaks and dense forests of the Himalayan foothills. Josh Gates, a seasoned explorer and host of Destination Truth, was no stranger to venturing into remote and challenging environments in search of answers to mysterious phenomena. His 2011 expedition to find evidence of the Yeti was one of the show's most highly anticipated and daring missions. Gates assembled a diverse team of experts and enthusiasts, including cryptozoologists, mountaineers, and survivalists, to assist in the quest for the Yeti. Each team member brought a unique set of skills and experiences to the expedition, making it a well-rounded effort. The primary goal of Josh Gates' 2011 expedition was to investigate the reports of Yeti sightings, collect potential evidence, and document any encounters with the creature. The team aimed to conduct thorough searches of remote Himalayan regions known for their Yeti folklore and sightings. The expedition took the team deep into the heart of the Himalayas, where they faced extreme altitudes, unpredictable weather, and challenging terrain. They trekked through the dense forests, crossed icy rivers, and navigated treacherous mountain passes in their pursuit of the elusive creature. To document potential evidence of the Yeti, the team utilized a variety of tools and techniques. They carried high-resolution cameras and thermal imaging equipment to capture any visual evidence, such as footprints or sightings. In addition, they collected hair samples and scat found in the wilderness for later analysis. Encounters and mysterious vocalizations. During their expedition, the team reported several intriguing encounters and experiences. They claimed to have heard mysterious vocalizations echoing through the Himalayan valleys, which they believe could be linked to the presence of the Yeti. These vocalizations added an eerie and suspenseful element to their journey. One of the most compelling pieces of evidence discovered by the team was large footprints in the snow. These footprints were substantial in size and resembled what many would expect from a Yeti. The team carefully documented these prints, measuring and photographing them for further analysis. The team also interviewed local residents and indigenous people who had lived in the Himalayan region for generations. These individuals shared stories and testimonies about their encounters with the Yeti, adding a cultural and historical context to the expedition. After returning from the expedition, the team subjected the collected hair samples and scat to scientific analysis. This involved DNA testing to determine the origin of the samples. While the results of the analysis were highly anticipated, they did not conclusively prove the existence of the Yeti. Instead, the DNA results indicated that the samples were from known animal species found in the region, such as bears.